Four is up, four is down. Episode 44 of the Purple Rain podcast with your boy Simply S10 and my guy Sutton Def. How are you doing on this lovely Monday evening?
Hey man, I'm doing all right, man. I can't complain. I can't complain at all. You know, a lot of good news came out between last episode and today, so I'm ready to talk about it. How are you doing now?
Could be doing better, could be doing worse, but hey, that's life.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, got a lot to talk about today. Football
yeah.
and football, if you know. Um,
Mm.
yeah.
And boxing.
Oh, man. That was such a terrible, terrible just event.
Yeah.
Poorly. Snoop Dogg saved it. Let's just be real. Snoop Dogg, Pete Davidson, Jack Harlow saved that show for me.
Yeah, it was some of the production was like pretty entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll get into that and much, much more. This is episode 44 of the Purple Rain podcast. That's right, 44, none other than the Marlon Humphrey episode. So big shout out to Marlon Humphrey. Needless to be said, this episode is dedicated to him. So yeah. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's see who we've got in the chat here. If you're not watching the live stream and you're watching the replay, hello. First of all, make sure you guys go ahead and like that video, by the way. But if you're watching the replay, hello. And make sure you find some time, maybe 1 week, to come and watch us live here, because that's how you get the best experience possible with the Purple Rain podcast. And we appreciate all of you guys who are watching live. I'm going to pull up everybody in the Rain gang that's here in the chat. We got our boy Darius, the official, who's here. Raichu is in here. We got SG in here. I got K-Dog is in here. Also, Rush is in here as well. JTV, D Money is in the building. KLA Sports is in the building as well. We got a guy Anonymous is here. Devon Johnson, bro. Everybody's here, man. Everybody is here, man. Koizo is in the building. Big shout out to all you guys for coming through the live stream tonight. We appreciate all you guys. We really do. You guys know that. Taquan Christian is in the bro. Listen, the whole Rain gang, man. The whole Rain gang. Yeah, we appreciate you guys joining the stream tonight. Yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into it, shall we?
Why not?
Yeah. So. Basically, I guess, what would you say the biggest news from today was? I guess we can kind of go ahead and lead with the whole Alejandro Villanueva is confirmed to be visiting the Ravens, right?
Visit.
He's visiting the Ravens. What are you guys' thoughts? Alex, what are your thoughts on the Ravens possibly signing, current Steelers tackle Alejandro Villanueva? How much would he actually help the team? As you can see down below, he's played 6 NFL seasons. He makes about $6 million a year. And I wanted to show you guys a couple of his, couple interesting stats that I found on Pro Football Focus about Alejandro Villanueva, because it's pretty interesting. I think that, I'll just kind of start with my take. I think it would be a pretty good signing. Granted, he can come in and, make a good impression and, buy into like our system, our coaches, things like that. I think it would be a pretty good signing. I wouldn't mind it at all for the right price, for sure. But I can show you guys here just a couple of stats, and Alex, you can see too. A couple of key things that I was looking at. Alejandro Villanueva, he's got low penalties, 4 penalties, sacks allowed 3, and he's played a lot of snaps. So he's got a lot of experience, not a lot of penalties, and not a lot of sacks allowed. And he's very good in pass protection. I know he's not the greatest in run protection, but I think Alejandro Villanueva, if we were to sign him, is more so like a depth move rather than like a like a long term impact move. Like I think that this could actually be a pretty good signing. But what do you think? I mean, he's just visiting. But what do you think? And Rain Gang, what do you guys think as well? Put it in the live chat. Let us know.
Please, not a starter. I looked at some of his tape today, making a video. It was not good. Those stats are deceiving. Ben was getting the ball out very quick, and he was letting second, third string dude just get right by him, push him into Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah. But as for depth, I would take it all day. What this says to me is that either Orlando Brown Jr. is getting traded soon, or Ronnie Stanley Jr. is not ready to come back. One of those two. Because he is a starting caliber tackle in the NFL. He's not a backup. He was just a Pro Bowler 2 years ago. So, yeah. If we signed him to a cheap deal, I would be all the way for it, but nothing too much, nothing too major. No Kevin Zeitler deal, because he does not deserve that money. So if he does sign to have the video ready, just know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it could be better, could be worse. Leave it at that.
Could be better, could be worse. I mean, the guy, he's got good size, you know, and like I said, he's good with pass blocking, right? So I think the thing that I like about it the most is, you know, how last season in the playoffs we lost to Derrick Henry. Well, not last season, but the season before last, we lost to Derrick Henry and the Titans. And following that season, EDC and our front office, they went out and they built a team that could stop Derrick Henry, you know.
Yep.
So what happened to us in this past season's playoffs? You know, we couldn't throw the ball. You know, because there was not a lot of good protection, not a lot of good snaps for Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean?
Patrick McCarry, J.K. Dobbins.
Exactly. So I think now what they're trying to do is get guys on that offensive line who can give Lamar time to throw and therefore shine in the passing game, you know, which is what we all want to see, right? And I think that the Kevin Zeitler edition was definitely a start. And now, you know, them bringing in a guy like Alejandro, and of course, I think we're probably going to draft Orlando Brown's successor anyway next week. Yeah, as we should.
Next week.
But
next week. Oh,
I know, right? Isn't that crazy? That's wild, right? Make sure you guys tune into the Purple Rain Podcast channel because we will be live streaming the draft right here live. But yeah, basically, I mean, I like the move, man. It is good for depth, you know, and I think that the biggest thing that our front office is focusing on, which I'm a big fan of, we have to win at the line of scrimmage. You know, Every game is won or lost in the trenches, and we're the type of team where we have to win up front. You know, whether, you know, it is we're running the ball or, you know, when we're passing, Lamar's going to need time. He's going to need time to show off that arm because we all know he can make the throws. He just needs the time. So I like the move.
We've seen the throws.
Right. Yeah. So I like the move. And, you know, 6 seasons, a lot of experience. And then the biggest thing for me was like, you know, 4 penalties in 2020. That's not horrible. You know what I mean?
It could be worse. I mean, I'm looking at the false starts we had. I saw DJ Fluker just signed with the Dolphins. He will not be back. You know what? Best luck to him. We played him out of position most of the year. He's a guard, played him in tackle a lot. But what I'm thinking about is it's looking like Bradley Bozeman to center, possibly. I know you saw it. I sent you the tweet, and they talked about it a little bit today. How do you feel about that?
I know that he played center at Alabama. So he has a little bit of experience there, but I want stability more than anything on the offensive line. You know what I mean? And like, he's been playing at left guard, so why not keep him at left guard? If he's getting comfortable there and he's actually performing, he did play pretty well at that left guard position. He definitely held his own. Yeah, so I don't know why we would move him to center instead of, I mean, maybe the Ravens, of course, the coaches, they know things that we don't. And that's not even a maybe, that is a fact, you know, because they're up front with the players. But what are you about to say?
Here's what I think. They want to have Ben Powers on that line. Ben Powers is not starting over Kevin Zeitler. You move both in the center, Powers the left guard, Zeitler right guard. I mean, now they all can play. That's the only thing I can think of. But if a center, let's say it's a second round of drafting. If Creed Humphrey is still there, they better not pass on him. Because if we're talking best player available, and where do we pick? In the 50s, I believe, second round? If he is still there, you have got to take him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You know, I think we should definitely go the route of, you know, drafting that center instead of moving, you know, Bozeman around. Like, I don't know, because maybe you never know, though. Maybe there's a guard that they're very high on, you know, in the draft that they could probably spot around that pick. I think it was 54th overall 54.
pick. I see 58, 54.
I was about to say, I thought it was 58. Pretty sure it's 58.
Okay. See if he's there at 58. Creed Humphrey, who was projected first round a month ago.
Right.
He is still there, and we pass on like J.K. Dobbins. We're talking best player available. Got to take him.
Yeah. Real quick, guys, we have about 64 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight on this beautiful Monday. Make sure you guys go ahead and like the video. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If you are new here, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel because, you know, here on the Purple Rain Podcast channel, we are coming at you at the very least twice a week, man, with Ravens content on this channel. But also what you're going to want to make sure you do is follow us on Instagram. So you can see right above me here is our QR code. You can actually go ahead and scan that. It'll take you to our official Purple Rain Podcast Instagram where you can follow that. You'll get all updates for everything Purple Rain and Ravens. So let's see. Yeah, Ryan's got he's got the right idea. He says, like the video. What are y'all doing, man? Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate you.
No.
Let's see. Our guy Dan Wolf is in the building. He says, "What's up, Alex and Sutton? We're live streaming during draft night." Yes, sir. You know it.
You know words of Stephen A. Smith. What do you
What do
think?
you think? Yeah, man. Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs. He's breaking the news. He says breaking. DJ Fluker has signed a deal with the Dolphins. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Best of luck.
We got our guy Gerald in the building. Gerald the GOAT. He says, I was caught up with the Ravens hoping to draft a receiver, but I had to rethink this upcoming season. The Ravens do need to beef up the O-line and get a pass rusher. Yeah.
It's not
absolutely
sexy,
right.
but it's what's needed. I mean, you can't go wrong with one of those three positions, depending who's there. You know, we don't want to see reaches. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, draft night's going to be fun.
Yeah, man. Like you said, it's not sexy, but it's definitely what you need. It's like your vegetables. You got to eat your vegetables, you know? It may not always taste the greatest, but you know what's good for you, you know? And that's going to be those guys down in the trenches, those big guys, because that's where every game is won or lost, you know? So, yeah, let's see. Our guy, Jonathan Washington Jr. is in the building. He says, what's up, Rain Gang? What's up, Jonathan? We appreciate you for joining the stream tonight. Anonymous says 10 days. Yes, we're counting down 10 days until... Wait. Is it 10 days? Yeah, it is 10 days till the draft. Yep. 10 days until the draft. I think that this should be this is going to be a fun one, guys. This is going to be a very fun one. So basically, you know, moving along from Alejandro Villanueva, there was a press conference today. And it consisted of the Ravens front office. We had our player personnel director, Joe Hortiz. We also had, I see what the cacti over there. We also had John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta. They were up there basically talking about what is going to go down in the draft. They were answering questions pertaining to what was going to go down in the draft, like what they were going to do, certain questions about Orlando Brown, Lamar Jackson contract, you know, extension talks and everything, but mainly draft. That was the biggest focus, you know. So, Alex, I just want to get your takeaways from it, your biggest takeaways from this morning's press conference. What did you think of it, really?
Title of the video. You couldn't have named it any better. We're not getting a receiver first round. Let's be real with it. Bateman, Terrace Marshall, not happening. Hell, hey, listen, if Jamar Chase fell or if Devonta Smith fell, you never know. But the guys who are going to be there, they're not going to – we're not going to get a receiver first round. And you know what? I wasn't expecting it. It's kind of just like I was hoping for in the mock draft. You know, if Terrace Marshall was at 27, 28, hell yeah, let's pull the trigger. But they have, I guess, bigger needs.
Right.
And I'm happy.
Yeah.
But, you know, when he said that they were like, what was the word he used when talking about the receivers? What was that word? Disgusted?
He said insulted.
Insulted.
Insulted. Cool. Yeah.
Eric DeCosta. Our receivers had they were last in the NFL in receiving yards.
Yeah.
What do you expect the fans to do? Honestly, like, what do you expect us to do? And yeah, I'm insulted by it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Why just sign Sammy Watkins?
Yeah. I mean, you knew something was up, right?
I mean, why'd you give Juju Smith-Schuster more than any other team in the NFL?
Oh, man.
T.Y. Hilton.
Points are being made.
Why are we interested in Antonio Brown, which is absolute BS? But we can just keep, bro. He did this to the team. There was a chance to just improve massively, and what did he do? Nothing last year. He signed Des Bryant, and we didn't even use him right.
Yeah.
So don't be insulted when you built the team and it's your fault. It's like this. It's not like you came in, you know, after Ozzie and this is his team. No, this is your team right now. What was your take? Because I didn't like that quote whatsoever. And I like Eric DeCosta. That quote just did not sit right with me.
Didn't sit right with you. Yeah, man. I mean, it kind of felt the same way to me. Before I get into my take about it, we got a couple super chat donations in the chat here. First one comes from our guy KLA Sports. He says, "Can I don't know, maybe be a guest on the draft episode? You know, we're probably gonna have a lot of time during that episode. You know, because the draft is." Yeah, draft is pretty lengthy, so we're gonna have people on. We're probably gonna do like callers, or so we can have a couple people come in and say their piece of about the Ravens and what they think. We really want to hear what the ranking has to say on the show, and we've this is episode 44. We definitely want to have some of you guys on and call into the show, so we'll be organizing that. KLA Sports, you will definitely be the very first one on the list. You know that, man. So, yeah. Yeah, draft night. You guys are gonna want to make sure you tune in. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you know. And also hit the like button too. How many likes are we at? Can we get a like check real quick?
Like check. Oh, we can always get a like check. Right now we are at 46.
46. Okay.
4 more for the culture.
Four
Four
more,
more
yeah.
in the 44th episode.
Yeah, come on, let's get to 50 real quick. We got another super chat donation coming from Mark the Fourth. Says, wanted to say thanks for cutting down the ads on the video after the stream. I watch or listen at work. No problem, man. We appreciate you for giving.
We had ads, that was all YouTube. That was literally they put all these ads. We're like, bro, we don't even want ads like that in the
right. Exactly.
So that was terrible. As on YouTube. That's our bad. But yeah, how did we listen to it at work?
Yeah, so we went and made some adjustments so there would be less ads on the video. But shout out to you for letting us know that there was. We like the feedback. We love the feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you both for the super chat donations. Going ahead and just getting back to the topic at hand, though, my take on the whole Eric DeCosta saying that he was insulted. So I agree with you. Like, yes, we did not get to see, like, he's saying, like, he's insulted for guys like Devin Duvernay, guys like James Prochet, guys like
3 targets.
Yeah. When at the end of the day, they didn't get a whole lot of playing time. But this statement tells me, like you said, we're probably not getting a wide receiver first round. This tells me that EDC's priorities are in a different place than that of most Ravens fans. Most Ravens fans, are definitely going to say, go ahead, get that wide receiver first round. If not, maybe like maybe offensive lineman. But I think Eric DeCosta, he's really focusing on, he's really focusing on the trenches. He's really focusing on offensive line, and I think probably edge, either that or edge rusher. Yeah. But the fact that he went out and signed to Sammy Watkins, I guess that was him telling us, okay, that was our move. That was our move at wide receiver for the offseason, our big splash move.
We did it. It's over.
Yeah, we did it. It's over. We addressed it, right? So I don't know. That's what this tells me. We're probably not going to go receiver in the first round. But those guys he's saying he's insulted, but those guys just did not get playing time, And like I said, a lot of that's on Harbaugh. And also the fact that last year was a really weird year. There was no training camp. So a lot of our rookies didn't get the proper preparation that they needed. So I know one thing's for sure. I know this for sure. We better see those receivers in a much more featured role on the offense.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, if he's insulted for these guys, okay, let's see it then. Let's see what they can do. I'm insulted
for Mark Andrews. Why is he getting triple coverage every single damn play?
Right. Exactly.
And why is it that when we're down a tight end, what do? Luke Wilson and Eric Tomlinson. No disrespect. Delaney Walker was out there. Delaney Walker. He has played in Greg Roman's offense.
Yeah. Let's see. Real quick, we have a couple more super chat donations coming from. Let's see. We have one from our guy King. King is in the house. He says Eric DeCosta is not dumb. Bateman or Terrace Marshall Jr. aren't getting by us. I mean, hopefully, that's the hope, right? I agree. I wouldn't be mad. Excuse me. I wouldn't be mad if we did not go wide receiver in the first round and we went with something like, offensive lineman, or we went with like, I don't know, edge rusher or something like that. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, I get it.
Because it's another big need on the team, But if Bateman or TMJ, man, if they're there, I think you got to take them, right?
I think it depends who else is left. I think it's what is the bigger need, how much of an impact player will they be on the team, and the depth of that position. Because with the receiver, they'd be a wide receiver 3 come starting season.
Right.
Compared to edge rusher, it's going to be edge 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's another good point.
So I think about that. And I think if we have Bozeman at center and get Villanueva, our line is set. Not saying I'm happy with it, but as a fan, the line is set. You'll have, I don't know where Villanueva, will he left or right tackle, because you don't know what's up with Ronnie Stanley, which I don't feel comfortable with him starting week 1.
Yeah.
Maybe in some preseason, but I just don't. The ACL injury for a lineman, that scares me.
That's true. That's true.
It scares me a lot. So
Yeah.
I really don't know. I mean, maybe they want to go for the second round. We'll see. Doubt it. Because, like you brought up some great points. I mean, Titans are definitely going to get a receiver. I saw Washington maybe was looking at a receiver. And one other team besides us. I forget what team that was.
Yeah. Let's see. We have another super chat donation coming from Darius the Official. Our guy Darius is in the house. He says, "What's up, bro? How y'all doing? Watching your 76ers and Steph right now. Hopefully Steph wins. Man, been going nuts lately. Love you guys." And Eric was in his feelings today.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you, Darius. We appreciate you for coming through and always supporting the channel. Yeah.
They didn't want to give any answers today.
Yeah. I mean, but you got to expect that, right? I mean, it's a week before the draft. Like, of course, the Ravens front office is going to hold all their cards very close to their chest. You know, they don't want to expose any of their moves because, believe it or not, there's other GMs listening, you know, to that press conference.
Yep.
Excuse me, just trying to get like a heads up on like what the Ravens are probably going to end up doing, you know? So I don't know, man. You know, I agree. It's kind of weird. Like, I wish as a Ravens YouTuber and everything like that, we want him to say something juicy, you know, so we can get on here and talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's all for the greater good of the team, right? So if it's going to benefit us for him to not really spill the beans, then, you know, I would rather him, you know, curve reporters.
Speaking of draft, I see that our guy Deep Mahmood said he brought up Pat Fryermouth, tight end from Penn State, nicknamed Baby Gronk. Say we were to draft him. How would you feel? Because we got Josh Oliver, and people are hyping him up. I mean, he'd be a tight end 3. How would you feel if we drafted a tight end? Because we literally would have, I think, 6 tight ends on the roster. Andrews, Boyle, Oliver, Fryermouth, Eli Wolf, and Jacob Breland. That'd be 6 tight ends on this roster.
Yeah, I think really the Ravens are just – I could see that happening, honestly. But I think the Ravens and Eric DeCosta, they might be a little bit paranoid, you know, about what happened to Nick Boyle last season. Because you got to think, us losing Nick Boyle in that Patriots game last season, that was a pivotal moment in our season. You know, that whole game was. It really was. You know, and, you know, losing Nick Boyle, he's huge for our offense. He's probably the best tight end blocking tight end in the league. You know what I mean?
Kittle. Those two.
Yeah, exactly. And what Eric DeCosta was saying today in the press conference, he was basically saying, like, you know, you could have a need here one day and a need there one day, but then like the next day it could be like totally flip-flopped, or like, you know, for example, like, you know, your tight end could get hurt. Like, you thought you were strong at tight end yesterday, but today now you're without a tight end for the rest of the season. So you need to go get a guy, or that's all of a sudden the need now. So, you know, I think they might be just trying to stock up on depth at not wide receiver, but at tight end, and I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think first round. Is Fryermouth a first-round talent? I was thinking maybe day 2. But wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks like we have another super chat donation coming in from Asmodeus. Thank you guys so much for donating to the stream tonight. We appreciate all of you guys. You guys are going crazy tonight. Shout out to the Rain Gang. We love you guys so much.
And we have 80 people watching, 84.
Oh, there we go.
And, you know, we have 84 people watching, but only 55 likes.
Yeah.
Do I have
Can
to
we get
say
that
it?
like button? I think you do.
Do I have to?
I think you do. Yeah.
The little ones, the tots, they won't eat. And if they do, it's dog food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, Taco Bell.
Biscuits.
Because Taco Bell is terrible, bro. Did you know real quick, did you know that Taco Bell's meat, like the meat in like their chicken and like beef and stuff like that, it's like a grade lower than dog food. Did you know that?
I didn't see. I only eat cinnamon twists, so that does not apply to me whatsoever. So you know what? Let him know. Let him know.
Totally off topic, but big shout out to Asmodeus again for the super chat donation. He says, "What's up, Purple Rain Gang? McChicken Deluxe."
I'm gonna
McChicken Deluxe.
But real quick, I see a guy OMG says, "What up, my guy? Sorry I'm late. I had a celebration for officially becoming a nurse. Big congrats to you, OMG.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Big congrats.
Congratulations.
So keep on working hard.
That's huge.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Congratulations to OMG. Keep grinding, keep working, man. You are on your way up. That's huge. So we actually have a couple more super chat donations coming in from the Rain Gang here. You guys are just on fire tonight. This one comes from 2K Crossover 21. He says, "Do you like that aged lineman from the Steelers coming to us? And by the way, double dip." Let's see. I think he put in another super chat donation as well. He also said there's other good wide receivers who can catch 50-50 balls in the draft that are lower on the board. So you want to go ahead and address his first one? I think we covered it already, but just
I mean, for depth, I'm cool with it. Not as a day one starter, unless, like I said, Ronnie Stanley cannot. If Ronnie Stanley cannot go, you move Orlando Brown at left tackle, Villanueva at right tackle. That's cool. I don't want to start playing people out of position because look at DJ Fluker last year. That man is a guard. We were playing him at tackle. That did not go out well. So. As long as it's just like they're not out of position, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like when you start moving guys around every which way, like I said, you don't get that stability on the offensive line. And when you move from one position to another, like you said, they had Fluker flopping and stuff like that. There's always an adjustment period when you go from starting in one position to another position. So I just think there needs to be more stability. But like you said, I agree. The Villanueva, if he does come to Baltimore and he wows us and we end up signing him, I wouldn't be mad at it because it's good for depth. He's a veteran guy, and he's good at pass protection, which is sometimes exactly what the doctor ordered for Lamar Jackson when we need to come back because we can't do that still. That's the narrative. Ravens can't come back, but. By the way, we've got about 94 people watching live right now. Appreciate you guys so much for joining the live stream tonight. If this is your first time in the live stream, make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoy the content, of course. But we have another super chat donation from 2K Crossover. He said, what was the other one? There's other good wide receivers who can catch 50-50 balls in the draft too that are lower on the board. Yes, you're absolutely right about that. I know there's a lot of guys like De'Ami Brown is one. I know a lot of people are talking about Amari Rodgers. Talk is heating up about that. Tylan Wallace, guys like that. So, I could definitely see it. I could definitely see the Ravens not going wide receiver round 1 and probably getting a guy like, maybe round 2 or round 3. I could definitely see that happening at this point. So let's see.
I mean, if we even get one, I expect to get one mid-rounds. So.
SG says, McChuckin, like for McChuckin, guys. Like for McChuckin. That's hilarious. All right, let's see what else we have from here. Oh, we have another super chat donation. This one is coming from the Spirit of Ogun. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Spirit of Ogun. He says, my born day is today. I was born on a Monday morning. Blessed to see 25. Shout out to the Rain Gang. See you next week on the draft night. Can't wait. Happy birthday,
Cheers to 25 and happy
to
birthday, bro.
Oh, yeah, man.
Come on.
Cheers to that. Toast. Big toast.
That is literally what's up. 25, man, you're a quarter of a century. Think about that.
Yeah. You're my age. I'm 25.
And listen, he's spending our birthday with us.
Yeah. Thank you. He is. That is crazy, right? That is, wow, man. I didn't even think about it that way, man. Big shout out to you. Yeah, you're amazing, man. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining the stream tonight. Don Shay Posey says, what's up, Rain Gang? What's up, Don Shay? How are you doing tonight? Yeah, let us know. Let us know. All right, so let's get into a couple more of you guys' questions, comments, concerns here in the chat. Let's see. Jonathan Washington Jr. chimes in and says, even though we need a big body wide receiver, I feel like we need a specific type. Like Kenny Golladay and Michael Thomas are considered big body wide receivers, but skill sets are somewhat different. Michael Thomas, in my opinion, would fit better.
Okay. He'll catch the ball and get you the first down. I mean, they call him Slant Boy, but he's great in PPR. I'll tell you that right now.
He goes on to say that's why I like Bateman more than Marshall Jr. Now, do you agree with that?
I'm a TMJ type of guy.
Now, why is that?
Because it's just that he'll go up and get that ball. I mean, so will Bateman, but this man at LSU playing the best of the best.
Yeah.
No knock against Minnesota because Antoine Winfield Jr. came out there, and they also have a corner who I just did a video on. I cannot think of his name, who looks really good too. But the LSU is exactly what I need. I love the LSU guys, but it's not going to happen. I'm just going to be honest. We're not going to get a receiver first round, so we can stop talking about it. Ooh. It's just wasting our breath.
It hurts to say, doesn't it? It hurts to say. But EDC, he kind of – here's the thing. It's like he kind of put that nail in the coffin this morning at that press conference, but at the end of the day, it could also be a smokescreen as well. You know, he could be getting teams to think that, hey, we're maybe not going wide receiver so early in the draft. And teams could think that, okay, the Ravens aren't picking the receiver. Eric DeCosta, he just came out and said, yada, yada, yada. So, you know, we're going to wait to pick our receiver. And then, you know, long story short, somebody falls to the Ravens. We grab them and then boom. But you never know. You never know. But I mean, I kind of like, I was watching a little bit more footage of Rashad Bateman recently, like a couple of days ago. And I wouldn't be mad at either one of those guys coming to Baltimore, man. I really wouldn't. Like, I understand that Terrace Marshall Jr., he probably has a higher ceiling, more like big play potential, things like that. I get it. But Bateman, when you talk about a guy, just a technician who can get open for a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, that's what we need.
96 viewers. Thank you. And 70 likes, so thank you.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Big shout out to you guys.
Cheers to that. I take any more of these, I'm going to be on the floor soon, man. So we got to just stop.
Shout out to Travis Scott for the cacti. Shout out cacti. Let's see. And shout out to the Rain Gang as well. You guys are just on fire tonight. Those of you guys who aren't watching the live stream, you're watching the replay. Hello. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys like the video. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And also above me up here, make sure you follow us on our Instagram account, because that's where you're going to get all the updates for Purple Rain and all updates for Ravens as well. So let's go ahead and move on and see what else you guys have for us in the chat here. Let's see. Caleb. Our guy Caleb is in here. I think he might be a first timer in here. I don't think I've seen Caleb around. You know, nonetheless, thank you for joining the stream tonight. We appreciate you. It says, Ravens never hit on early round receivers. Every time we draft an early one, it's like turning the gun on ourselves. Just draft one in the second or third round. You agree there?
Depends. Because second or third round is where we hit. And I mean hit. We didn't hit with Miles Boykin, but we've hit recently. We hit in round 4 too. It honestly depends who's there. I don't want us to reach, and that's my biggest thing. There's no point of reaching in the draft when receiver at this point, they're not gonna get the production that we want out of our receiver. Simple. I'm thinking round 4 or 5 maybe. 3, 4, or 5. I wouldn't be upset, but I'd rather see 3 linemen, maybe safety. I'm big on safety, honestly, because Deshaun Elliott or Chuck Clark gets hurt, we are screwed. And I mean screwed big time. Yeah.
Let's see what else we have here from you guys. Anonymous says De'Ami Brown in the second. I could see that happening. I could definitely see the Ravens going for a guy like that for sure. Whoever the Ravens get at wide receiver, just make sure it's a guy with really, really good hands, you know, because what we're forgetting is that the Ravens are a run-first team. That is still a thing. We are a run-first team. So that makes drops even that much more costly, you know. So we have to have guys who are going to haul in those catches because we really don't even have that many opportunities. So, oh, man.
I'm about to walk away. Y'all have a great night. Sun's going to take it over.
Here we go.
You see what I see. You see what I see.
Here we go.
I'm going to step away. I'll step away.
So we have a couple things to get to real quick.
I'll wait.
Yeah. So Asmodeus, he gives us a super chat donation. Big shout out to Asmodeus. Thank you so much, man. He says tight end is like wide receiver for the Ravens. I could see that. I mean, now more than ever, you know.
He's not lying. Never has and never will. Asmodeus doesn't lie. He just comes up with great donations and just weird comparisons and just hypotheticals.
And the McChuckins. He comes through with those.
The McChuckins.
Let's see. Oh, guys, we got over 100 people watching live right now. 107 people watching live. Big shout out to you guys. Ravens Draft Night. Just to let you guys know, Ravens Draft Night, the Purple Rain podcast will be live. Make sure you guys are tuned in here because we're going to be live, you know, picks 1 through 32. And, of course, we're going to be talking about everything, breaking down all the picks, what the Ravens should do. You never know. Orlando Brown might get traded on Draft Night. So you want to be locked in here on the Purple Rain podcast because our reactions are going to be priceless. I can promise you that. So make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now we have another super chat donation coming in from our guy Gerald.
Talk to you guys later. You can take it over.
Gerald.
Gerald, bro, we're gonna have to halt you. I'm being dead ass right now.
Oh man,
We're gonna have
Gerald,
to hold you.
we're gonna have a talk, my man. But nonetheless, we appreciate you every time, for coming through, joining the stream, supporting the channel. We really do appreciate you, man.
Yeah, it just
It means a lot to us. I mean, of
yeah.
course, but just having you here, we appreciate you. He says, whoever the Ravens draft, it will be a pick that best meets their needs. Yeah. Yeah. And another thing that the Ravens were talking about today is that they're probably going to they're going to take the best player available with
You hear him say BPA a
asterisks.
lot. If you hear him say BPA, it means best player
Yeah.
available.
But still, best player available with asterisks underneath and small fine print for the Ravens. Best player available for the Ravens. So, because you never know, best player available at 27, it could be a Terrace Marshall Jr. or it could be an Azeez Ojulari or Rashad Bateman even. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they do.
I
It's
would
going to
hate
be
to see
very
Kyle
fascinating.
Pitts fall.
Oh,
no.
listen, don't.
Uh-oh.
That would never happen. But if it were to happen, say if we were to trade up,
Smith fall, Jamar Chase fall.
Jesus, I don't know, man.
I hate to see Patrick Surtain fall too.
That would, oof. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
but big shout out to Gerald again
Thank
for
you,
the
Gerald.
donation. Always supporting.
Real quick,
always,
Gerald, who
yeah.
do you want us to draft? We're asking you now.
Yeah, you let us know,
Who
Gerald.
do you want us to draft?
Definitely, for sure. All right, let's see. But yeah, just the topic at hand tonight with the whole Eric DeCosta being insulted by Ravens fans' desire for wide receiver. I saw a couple of you guys in here talking a little bit more about Ravens wide receivers and things like that. But before I even get to any of that stuff, we have another super chat donation coming in from the Rain Gang. Big shout out to you guys. You guys are on fire tonight. Let's see. This one comes from MMA Ike Turner. He says, will John Harbaugh be on the hot seat next year if we only win one playoff game? That is a great question. And thank you so much, Ike, for your donation.
He should be.
Yeah.
I need to see progression. And I mentioned this a lot with my favorite soccer team. We'll get into that later, but progression. I need to see progression.
Yeah.
We were one and done for 2 straight years. Third, we win one this year. Oh, wow, we went out in divisional round. Cool. Get past the divisional round. I want a championship. We win the game, we go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's what I want. Because anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he won't be on the hot seat because apparently John Harbaugh is a god in this facility, which he really shouldn't be, but hey, different time for a different day. But yeah.
Right. Yeah, the Ravens are very, very loyal to John Harbaugh, and I think it's only resparked since the Lamar Jackson era started. That love for John Harbaugh has just been rekindled. It's been resparked. That flame between him and the Ravens. So I feel like his tenure is definitely going to be extended a lot longer here in Baltimore. But in terms of will he be on the hot seat next year if we only win one playoff game? No, he's not going to be. He should be. But I don't know. Should he, though? It depends on what happens. I think there's other guys that we can look to on our coaching staff before John Harbaugh. It really depends on what it looks like. If the offense just isn't clicking and, we have the same sort of issues that we had last season, then I think we look at Roman first, before we look at Harbaugh. But that's just me. But nonetheless, thank you so much for your donation, Ike, man. We appreciate you so much. Let's see. All right. So, yeah, you guys are coming with the really good takes tonight. We appreciate you guys, man. You guys are going off. And that leads us to our next super chat donation coming from 2K Crossover 21. Again, he says, all right, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to watch the rest later. Big shout out to you, 2K Crossover, man, for coming out and joining the live stream. All right. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and move on here. So what else did you get from the press conference, Alex? Like what other things did you take away from it? Anything about Orlando Brown? Anything about Lamar Jackson contract? Anything?
Obviously, they're not going to say anything about Orlando Brown. I was expecting that. Nothing really. I mean, I didn't get to watch it all, but I caught bits and pieces. The receiver stuff really stood out to me, and the draft stuff. But they're not going to say they have 200 players on their draft board.
Right.
That is crazy to think about. So let's hope one of those 200 players. Well, each and every of these 200 players can come to this team and make an impact. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see who we get.
Okay. Quick little side note here. Love West says hot take. He says Edelman will come out of retirement around week 9 and play for the Bucks. What do you guys think? I mean, hey, it's not too far fetched, right? You know, I can see Brady hitting up Edelman around week 8, week 9. Like, hey, bro, come to Tampa. You know, you don't even come to Tampa, right? It's nice weather down here. Be nice and easy on your old man bones. Come catch a couple passes like the old days.
Rounds of golf. Who says no?
Right. And Gerald says that he would want to see the Ravens draft a pass rusher first.
Can't argue with that.
I can't argue with that either. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if the Ravens go pass rusher, wide receiver, or offensive lineman first. I can't be mad at any of those picks. All right. So I see a couple of you guys asking about a couple other draft prospects. Anonymous had asked about, I think, a safety. I think he asked about Andre Turner, I believe. Or Andre Cisco. I'm sorry.
Andre Cisco.
Drafting Andre Cisco. Have you taken a look at him?
I believe it. I did a video on him.
What'd you think?
I've done so many. Let me pull up my notes real quick. Let me make sure I did it real quick. I always keep all my players in my notes.
Yeah.
I have not.
Oh, I haven't really taken too much of a look at him either.
I'll add him real quick. Thank you.
Yeah. I see Adit Mahmood follows up, says Cisco isn't bad in the 3rd round. Okay. Yeah.
I think on Thursday I'll run this back and we can talk about it. If you remember it, let's run it back on Thursday.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and what other news had came about today, Alex? Or
nothing
was there anything
in football.
Else? Nothing in football.
I can get to the soccer if we need to.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get to that because I have no idea what happened yet. So I'm kind of waiting here, just like the rest of you guys. I want to hear what happened about the whole soccer situation. So we're gonna go ahead and just segue here a little bit. Big shout out to you guys who are watching live right now. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And we thank you guys so much for coming out and just watching the Purple Rain podcast. We appreciate you guys. But go ahead, Alex.
So I hope all of my soccer fans are in the chat and can just answer questions that I know are going to be asked. So basically, part of my language, fuck the Super League. It is a complete and utter mess. It is all for money. Here's basically what happened. Imagine the NFL taking every team in the playoffs. Y'all can play, everybody else, bye. That's exactly what they did. The best teams, not even the best teams in the league. My team, Arsenal, is shit. They're terrible. And I'll be honest. It's the fact that their stadium is big. They bring in revenue. They brought in the biggest clubs in the world, 12 of them, to make their own little league to play each other once a week. Once a week. See, these are games that you think you see the NFL schedule. I gotta keep relating this to football so people can understand. You point out those games, Ravens Steelers. We play twice a year, and we had them marked down. You're seeing the best of the best games every single week. What is the point of it? There is no point. And I pulled up just an article kind of just to explain it.
Okay.
Basically, they say football needs to evolve. They're saying people are losing interest in soccer. Bullshit. Absolute BS. El Clasico gets millions, hundreds of millions of viewers every single game. And they made a promise that 3.5 billion euros are going to go around to these teams. Each team gets 400 million. They're banning players from the World Cup. Imagine the World Cup with no Ronaldo or Messi. Who's going to watch it?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Absolutely nobody. Soccer is different from NBA, MLB, NFL. And part of my language here, because I feel so strong about this. Stan Kroenke of the Rams. Yes, I used to be a Rams fan until yesterday. It is fuck the Rams until I die. That man has ruined the club I loved. He made a club into a business, and you do not do that with soccer teams. There's reasons why Dortmund, Bayern, and every other German team is run by the fans. So I know my guy can just vouch for me. There are American owners trying to make these clubs into businesses, and now the players are getting punished for just being a player. They can't play in the World Cup as a soccer player. The highest just regard is representing your country. If I got asked tomorrow to represent the USA Germany, where I have roots to, I would do it in a heartbeat. And I would be honored. I would literally die for that. Now these players can't even do it. And the Real Madrid president is trying to act like, oh, he's saving the grace. They've lost so much money because of the pandemic. That's a lie. So that's the basic of it. It's they took the best teams in the world. They can't play anybody else except each other. There will be no Champions League. They won't be in the Champions League or Europa League. They will not play in the Premier League, La Liga, any other of the big teams. It's just simple as that. They just ruined the sport of soccer, football. And it feels like a breakup for me because right now I don't support Arsenal. That's why I'm wearing Everton.
So wait, let me get this right. They basically took like the best teams and said, okay, they basically said, okay, we're only going to have these teams play each other from now on. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. That's exactly what you got.
What sense does that make though? I don't get it.
To watch these games every single week, there's no point.
Yeah.
There is no. It's like it's just all for money. Like I said, I hope the Rams go 0-17. I hope the Buccaneers go 0-17 because they both own the same. I just don't care about those teams anymore. You will never catch me wearing Ram stuff on the show. Like I said, like it's not even about Stafford. That's just like that's a joke, but this is like for real. They can honestly go 0-17, lose every game, and I will be the happiest person alive. Wow,
that is pretty intense. That's pretty intense. So hashtag say no to Super League. Definitely.
I don't like cursing on here because I know kids, but it's like I am so passionate about this. Yeah. I've spent tons of money. I saw Arsenal versus Real Madrid. It was like one of the best days of my life, and that got taken away from me. They aren't going to do that anymore. They won't have preseasons. It won't be. It's just ruined. If you want more about it, you can hear about it. I can drop a link in the chat. You guys can read about it. But it's something that if you can hear about it, you gotta. It's gonna ruin it. It's gonna ruin European soccer.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Devon Johnson says it's supposed to bring excitement. That's all money. It's all a cash grab for sure. It's definitely a cash grab. Kaylee Sports says that's like making Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers play each other every week and not compete for the Super Bowl. Yeah. That sounds boring, Very boring.
And that's the thing. And the reason why I fell in love with soccer is one of the players, Mesut Ozil. He had the perfect tweet that I think anybody could have put together. And without this man, I would not be a soccer fan. So it even deeper than me. He said, kids growing up dream about winning the World Cup and the Champions League, not a Super League. The enjoyment of big games is that they happen once or twice a year, not every week. Really hard to understand for all football fans out there. I mean, imagine the Ravens and Steelers playing 8 times a year.
Yeah.
What is the point of that? AFC North playing, like, nobody wants to see that because it's terrible. And like Donovan Jennings says, created by the poor, stolen by the rich. The games playing right now, Premier League, they don't mean anything. Like I said, Everton Arsenal play on Friday. I'm supporting Everton. I'm not supporting it's and I love every single player in Arsenal, but it's the owners and it's Stan Kroenke. I have beef with that man. I would love to see that man in person. It's beef.
Yeah. Yeah. Kaylee Sports also says unfiltered conversation, Alex. Love it. Me too. AKA Cacti Alex. I like that too.
That's not helping right now either. But don't watch it. That's all. Don't. That's the only thing you can do. Do not watch it, and don't support it. I will not. I buy my jerseys from China, and I'm going to keep on doing that because there's no point in me funding these teams.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Our guys from Lunch Break Hot Take are in the building. Big shout out to them. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to their channel as well. They come out with some really dope content about Ravens football, Panthers football. They talk about some MMA. They talk about a lot of different stuff. So make sure you guys check them out as well. And thank you, Lunch Break Hot Take, for joining the show tonight. So we've gotten through so far on the show. We talked a little bit about Alejandro Villanueva. For those of you guys who are just joining us, by the way, we talked a little bit about Alejandro Villanueva. We talked about the press conference that happened with the Ravens today, Eric DeCosta, Joe Hortiz, and John Harbaugh. And we just talked a little bit about our our thoughts about what EDC said about being insulted by the fact that, Ravens fans really want a wide receiver, or they think that Ravens fans think that the Ravens don't have any good wide receivers or enough wide receivers, which is interesting in itself. But if you missed that part of the stream, it definitely is a way that you can rewind and you can check out that part. But if you're watching the live replay, you don't even have to worry about that. Just go ahead and hit that rewind button and you can check that out. Yeah. But yeah, what were you about to say though, bro?
Real quick, there was a Ravens fan on Twitter. I'm not going to name his name. He said, "So when are the Ravens joining the Super League?" Honestly, fuck you. This shit was not funny. Like, people who think this is a joke, imagine if you were born, the Ravens leaving Baltimore. Imagine that pain. That is the pain I'm feeling right now. I lost my team. I'm not supporting them, and every other person lost their team. Like, people making jokes about this, it is not funny. Just for some fucking likes and retweets, fuck you. I'm stopping the cursing right there. That's just how strongly I feel about this, because it's a game that has brought me together. Soccer is one of the few games where I can play with people who don't speak my language, which I have done before, and still play it. I've played with people who don't speak English, and we played perfectly. And Boz he was there. So it's just not right, and just people just making jokes out of it for a like and retweet. Fuck off. You can see my Twitter who said it. It's not funny. So I'll just leave it at that. So thank you.
Well, you heard it here first. And if you do want to follow Alex on Twitter, you can find him at simplyas10. Now, the L is a capital I on Twitter. And then on Instagram, you can find him at simplyas10.prod, exactly how it is spelled right there. And if you want to find me on Twitter or Instagram, you can find me on both of those platforms, just at Sutton Def.
And you got any questions, you can DM me. I'll be happy to answer. I've been up all this past ages. I've been up since 5, actually. I was watching videos the whole morning about it. So just trying to get educated.
Definitely. Yeah, hit up your boy Alex if you have any questions about that, because I might need to ask him more questions myself, because I want to get educated on this now. He's so passionate about it. Now I want to learn more about it, because it sounds like a really messed up situation. But like I said, you can follow him on Twitter or Instagram at simplyas10. To do that, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. If you ever want to DM me, reach out to me about anything Ravens, anything, whatever. We're an open book for you guys. So big shout out to the Rain Gang. We appreciate you guys. We're at about 100 people watching live right now. So big shout out to you guys for rocking out with us on episode 44, the Marlon Humphrey episode. I see a couple things in the chat here. We're going to get to our next. Our guy Darius, the official, says, so what about the Jake Paul fight?
Next? We talk about that next. We need something happy to talk about, because I am just...
Hey, man. You want to talk about it now? Let's talk about it.
Real quick, I see Anonymous as is Swansea City in the Super League. Bro, they aren't even in the Premier League. But they're the championship, and they might move up next year. Yeah. It's a long way to go, but you don't want to be in the Super League at this point. And like my guy in God said, that's how me and him are friends, through Arsenal. Yeah. And we lost something that we love. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a very serious deal. Soccer is, if there's one thing I do know, soccer is the biggest international sport in the world. And it brings a lot of people together. Like you said, regardless of language barriers or different backgrounds, things like that, it doesn't matter. Like, you can all come together and play that sport and share that pitch together. So, it's huge. It's huge. So
the pitch, using the lingo.
I got you, bro. So we got a couple more super chats to get to here before we get to the whole Jake Paul thing, guys. Just, hold your horses. Let's see. Yeah, it's Boz. Boz is in the building. Big shout out to Mod Boz. He says, F the Super League, Everton winning the Classic. Yes.
Mm-hmm. The Champions League.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Champions League.
And like I said,
Asmodeus.
It'll ruin the World Cup. You won't see any of the big players in it. And a big respect, real quick, to PSG, Bayern, and Borussia Dortmund for not participating in it. They said they don't want any part in it. So you'll see Neymar, you'll see Mbappe, you'll see Haaland, you'll see anybody else. Yeah.
Asmodeus chimes in with another super chat donation. Shout out to Asmodeus as well. Thank you so much, man. Thank you to Boz as well for the donation. Says, I completely get that. I sometimes feel guilty as a Ravens fan. Yeah.
What do you feel guilty for? The Browns kept their team. They kept everything. The Ravens got screwed. Think about it. When the Colts left, we didn't have a team for how long?
Yeah.
So, we were cool enough to let the Browns keep their team. Like I said, it just hurts because the players I love to this day, like I can't support them because of the ownership, and I hope they leave. I would be more than happy to let they leave, go to a different team, and move on with life.
Yeah, no. But big shout out to Asmodeus and Boz again for the donations. We appreciate it, guys. We really do. And we appreciate all of you guys who are watching the live stream live right now. We got about 95 people watching. Make sure you like the video. I don't know how many likes we're at right now, but like this video. Also, subscribe to the channel. And if you're not watching the live and you're watching the replay, make sure you leave a comment down below on this video. Let us know what you're thinking about what we're talking about tonight, because we love to chop it up with you guys in the comment section and see what you guys are saying down there as well. So let's go ahead and get into the whole Jake Paul, Ben Askren thing that happened this past weekend. It was. Let me get your thoughts on it, Alex. Like, did you watch the fight? Did you get to catch it?
All 20 seconds of it. Yeah, bro, I caught it.
So I mean, so what were your initial thoughts? I mean, for those of you guys who don't know, Jake Paul, he stopped Ben Askren in the first round. It was like less than 2 minutes in. He caught him with like an overhand right. Ben Askren got dropped. He got back up, and the referee basically just stopped the fight. He thought that Ben Askren could not continue. So, I mean, what were your overall thoughts about it? Did you think it was like a freak show the whole time? Did you think were you impressed by Jake Paul? What were your thoughts on it, bro? And you guys let us know in the comments and in the chat room as well. Rain Gang, let us know what you guys thought of the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren fight.
Jake Paul has a 3-0 Mickey Mouse record. His first fight, he beat a FIFA YouTuber who's 5'7", 3 inches smaller than him. Second fight, beats Nate Robinson, who had never sparred in his life. And his third one, beat the dude I saw at the freaking gas station today when I was getting gas in my car. Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Mickey Mouse. Like, I want to see a real boxer, and the ones that have stepped up to him, he ducks him. So he's getting the money.
But that's just where I can't respect it, you know? I would respect it. I know he trains hard, you know, he works hard and everything like that to come out there and look as good as he does. But it's like, if you're not going to step up to the plate, like if you're going to call yourself a real boxer and you're going to do this the way that like other boxers do it and have done it for centuries, but, you know, going with a promoter and making it a whole thing and everything like that, and trash talking your opponent, promoting the fight, at least make it seem like this is what you're buying into completely. You know what I mean? Like, don't fight a guy like Ben Askren and then say like, hey, you know, I don't want to fight. I don't want to like take a step forward. You know what I mean? And fight like a more difficult opponent.
Did you see the clip on Twitter of when, you probably remember, when he was in MMA getting his absolute stuff rocked out of him, and he won that fight?
Yeah.
I don't. Which is why when it's under Triller,
right,
it's going for him. He will be undefeated as long as it's under Triller. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Because that's what's gonna bring in the most money. You know, him winning. Like, that's what everybody's really tuning in for, to see Jake Paul knock this guy out. And then the other half of the people who are tuning in to see Ben Askren knock out this loudmouth kid, you know, who's been talking a bunch of trash. So, I mean, of course, it's all about the money. And I know Triller, they want Jake Paul to win the fight. But like you said, to your point, man, it seemed a little fishy. And I know my guy Rush commented in the chat. He said it was rigged. I tweeted like immediately after the fight that it was rigged, because that's just how I felt, man. I've seen Ben Askren fight multiple times before. A lot of people didn't even know who Ben Askren was before Saturday night. But I mean, Ben Askren,
you know that.
I do know about him, and just a little bit about his background. He was never a striker. Never. When I say never, I mean never a striker. He was an Olympic wrestler, and he was a title holder in multiple MMA promotions, which is cool, but he always relied on wrestling. You know what I mean? And I think that's why Jake Paul handpicked Ben Askren for this fight, because he said, look, I'm going to get a guy who held belts. He held belts, titles in multiple MMA promotions. You know what I mean? I can advertise this fight as, hey, I'm fighting a guy who's, you know, he's won belts in MMA. He's been in the UFC, whatever. And then I can go out and beat this guy, and I can make so much money and I can get so much clout off of it. And that's where it just seems so fishy. That's where it just seems so fishy, because like, I know Ben Askren can take a punch. I know he can take a punch.
You've seen it.
Right? Yeah, I've seen it. You guys have all seen. Well, maybe not all of you guys, but there was like you saw like the video circulating around Twitter where it was Robbie Lawler. It was the fight with Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren in the UFC a couple years ago. When Robbie Lawler, he was destroying Ben Askren, hitting him with devastatingly hard shots, and Ben Askren still came back and found a way to win that fight. So it was just very, very hard for me to believe that Jake Paul, somebody who's only been boxing for a couple of years, you know what I mean? He comes in there and he just drops him, just completely just drops him with an overhand right. And you could just, it just felt so phony. The whole thing, like as soon as the punch connected, it's like Ben Askren completely went out. His body just like fell on the canvas. You know what I mean? It just felt a little bit contrived, a little bit exaggerated, you know. But I mean, did you get that same thing? Did it feel like, it felt like a freak show? It was like a circus to me. I was like, come on, bro.
And what did Ben Askren tweet out the night before? A circus. And but just a different page. These Paul brothers, bro. I know we're on YouTube right now. They should not be on this app. What Logan Paul did with recording, like the guy who was dead, and then recording, and then Jake Paul, Pete Davidson, like has my respect. He called him out on his sexual assault, and I'm sorry for bringing that up, but he shouldn't be nowhere near the fame with those allegations against him. Like, we need to stop giving these people attention. They do not deserve it. Neither of those. And I saw some dude on Twitter actually say like Jake Paul acted like he started from the bottom. Dude was like, came from rich background. You didn't work for anything, you know, and I just does not sit right with me whatsoever. And like you said, it was a money grab. He just fell. It wasn't a fight. I cannot believe I wasted my time watching that.
Yeah, it's like I didn't even pay for it. I just streamed it like most other people. I didn't pay for it, and I still felt robbed. I still felt robbed, and I didn't even pay for it. It was just like,
Bieber performance was terrible. That wasn't even worth it. And I had Peaches stuck in my head since that day.
Yeah. I mean, it's still stuck in my head too, man. It's a great song. You know, I can't lie. But it's, I don't know, man. It felt very rigged. NFL production here says it wasn't staged. That's also a possibility. Hey, maybe, you know, Jake Paul, because I watch a lot of guys, a lot of YouTubers who cover fights and things like that, and you know, break down fights as soon as they happen. I was watching one of my guys. It was Weasel MMA. If you want to get into mixed martial arts, I would definitely recommend you guys subscribe to that channel, Weasel MMA. But he was basically saying in his video that, you know, Jake Paul, he set Ben Askren up with a couple of good body shots. You know, he was popping shots, that jab to the body. He got Ben Askren's hands to lower to, you know, protect that body shot. And he came over the top with the right hand, you know, and that sort of thing happens in fighting all the time. But again, that sort of thing could have been scripted too. You know, this is Triller we're talking about. This is Triller.
And I just can't rock with it. I see JCV put Jake Paul up against Ryan Garcia.
Oh, that's a murder. That's a murder right there. Like,
I want to see Gervonta Davis. I want to see Gervonta Davis, Baltimore born and bred. One of his classic uppercuts. Oh my gosh. It's over in 10 seconds.
That wouldn't even be fun to watch, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That would just be sad. Like, Gervonta Davis would just walk him down and just, like you said, hit him with the meanest uppercut, and Paul would go to sleep, and that would be that. It would be bad.
And the fact he was acting like LeBron in Game 7 finals, like he worked for something, bro.
Yeah, man. I think somebody else asked in the chat, like, who do we think that he should fight next? But real quick, we have a super chat donation coming from our guy on God. He says, sing Peaches for us right now. Hey man, you want to go for it?
Why are you saying me? I just spill my heart out about soccer, and you're trying to.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Not on live. Listen, if you want to hear me listen, on God,
I will send you an Instagram message after the show.
We could do that after the show. But thank you for the super chat donation, man. We appreciate that. But yeah, in terms of who I think that Jake Paul should probably fight next, I think he's got to take a step up in competition, man. And do I think it should be a boxer?
I saw a boxer called him out on Twitter, and like a big time, like, this dude, man. Oh my gosh, I would not want to see him at all.
Yeah,
like an actual, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know boxers. I just know Gervonta Davis because he's from Baltimore. But
right,
dude looked legit. But can you imagine like Jake Paul in there with like
a real boxer,
like Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder? Oh, like, I see those guys. That's disgusting. Like, that's just, don't call yourself a boxer when those are the guys that like make the big bucks.
Right.
Because those guys deserve every single penny.
Yeah. I mean, Jake Paul, I mean, his whole thing is all for money. Like we said, it's a cash grab. It's for clout. That's the new thing. That's where boxing is kind of headed right now. It's kind of saving the sport of boxing, but hurting it at the same time. It's saving it because like a lot of people were losing interest in boxing. Like the older generation, the older crowd, they stopped watching a lot of the fights and everything like that because, people take too long to fight, and the promoters, they can't come to deals, yada yada yada. So that's why a lot of the younger crowd really is into UFC, because it's constant fights. It's fights basically every week. The matchups make sense and they happen on time, things like that. So you kind of merge the younger crowd with an older sport in boxing, because you brought in a guy like Jake Paul, who's a big YouTube star, who a lot of these kids already know. So, now that's going to bring them and their interest to the sport of boxing, but it also kind of hurts the integrity of the sport, because like guys like Jake Paul are out here making big money in a boxing ring.
People who have grinded their whole life for this.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So it's a slippery slope for sure. But in terms of
it's a spit in the face of the people, like I said, who've worked for it for so long. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of who I would like to see him fight next, I would like to see him fight a UFC fighter. I would like to see him fight Nate Diaz. I want to see Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz in a boxing match. I feel like
I want to see him in a UFC match, because you know what? I'm tired of people going outside of their comfort zone to fight him. You go outside of your comfort zone. How about you do that?
Yeah.
But it won't happen.
I mean, it won't happen. It won't happen. He knows better than that. He knows way better. But I would love to see him fight Nate Diaz. I mean, I definitely think, I know Nate Diaz would starch Jake Paul in a boxing match, because, listen, man, it's Nate Diaz.
You did your research.
Yeah. We have another Super Chat donation coming in here from Jared011 Green with that Tar Heels icon. He says, Jake Paul versus Andre Ward. He knows better. Yeah, man. Jake Paul against any real boxer is getting destroyed. Yeah. That's just for sure.
Win a real boxing match. Win a real ring.
Not a Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse fraud. All of them.
Right. Exactly. So we have a couple more Super Chat donations coming in here from Jabari Cruz Ellis. Big shout out to you for joining the show. I don't think I've ever seen you around these parts before. So thank you for joining the show. Welcome to the Rain Gang. And thank you for your donation too. He says, this might be wild, but if Atlanta needs a tackle and is willing to offer the 4th overall pick for Orlando Brown Jr., wow, that would be crazy.
Think about what San Fran gave up. They gave up 2 firsts to move up that much.
Right.
That's not happening. I'll be honest, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But maybe if we gave it somebody else, I just can't see it.
Can't see it happening. But, I mean, hey, that would basically mean Kyle Pitts if we were to get to that pick. But like you said. Darius the Official, another Super Chat donation coming from our guy Darius. Big shout out to Darius, man. We appreciate you so much. He says, if Jake is good as he says he is, then he'll step up his competition. Yeah, no, you would think so. No lies detected. You would think so, but I guess it's probably just not what it's all about. I think he's going to continue to handpick his matchups so that they kind of make sense, but they still favor Jake Paul at the end of the day. I can see him fighting a rapper next.
Why are people so desperate to fight him? What does he bring? His, no offense, but his demographic is 10-year-old kids, bro. Honestly, and then they have TikTok against YouTube, bro. Yeah. Why couldn't TikTok just be shut down at this point? What do they bring to society? Nothing. They really don't bring anything to society. The picture society if something happened. Yeah, society if TikTok never blew up. That's how I feel. So
yeah. I see a couple of you guys throwing in the chat here. Jake Paul versus various rappers. Tommy says the baby would win in one punch. Soulja Boy.
Let's go.
Kodak versus Jake Paul. I mean, I could totally see it happening, man. Honestly, it's not far off. He already fought an NBA player, Nate Robinson, so I could definitely see it happening. But I think that now he's beaten Ben Askren, a former MMA world champion, Olympic level wrestler and everything like that. He's going to have to take a step up in competition, because the validity of it, if he goes and fights somebody else who is not a boxer, if they're anything but a boxer, if he fights anything but a boxer next, or a proven UFC fighter or an MMA fighter who can strike, who's proven they can strike, then it's I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the free show. Hey, man, I would love that. I would love that. Put me in the gym for like 4 or 5 months. I'll come out there and I'll starch that kid, man. I'll starch him. You heard it here first, Jake.
Easy money.
Easy money. All right. So let's go ahead and move on from that. We spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah.
But
sorry, but it's just a lot happened.
Yeah, a lot happened. So I think now we can address Alex Smith retiring from the NFL.
And Aaron Donald, please.
And Aaron Donald. So yeah.
Awesome.
But real quick, Alex Smith, he retired from the NFL.
Big
respect to him. You know, he had a good career. He, you know, had some good times with Kansas City. And he came into Washington and he did his thing. He did his part. You know, he gave that team wins when they really needed it, when Dwayne Haskins was not doing it for him. He went in there and he actually managed. Yeah, exactly. And led them to the playoffs, basically. Yeah. So, yeah, big shout out to Alex Smith. Big shout out to Alex
I'm just happy he went on his terms. I saw he actually had a meeting. I didn't call it. I got K-Dog called in the chat. He met with Jacksonville Jaguars. Him and Urban Meyer linking up again. But maybe he wanted to be a starter still, because Trevor Lawrence he's gonna be drafted number 1. But I'm happy he went on his own terms. Had a great career. I think the only quarterback ever to win 40 games in the AFC and NFC as a starter. Keep your head up. What he overcame is a Super Bowl ring itself at that point. So that's how I look at it. That was just congratulations.
Big shout out to Alex Smith. Yeah, absolutely. NFL Productions comes in with another super chat. Says, simply, how much for a feature?
I don't rap, bro. Feature for what?
Maybe something about the highlight videos.
Bro, I'm working on some behind the scenes stuff right now. So
yeah.
But thank you, bro.
By the way, big shout out to our guy NFL Productions for that super chat donation. But another big shout out to our guy Simply AS10, that guy right there, for getting his opportunity with Towson Athletics.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, you guys already know Simply AS10, the YouTube channel with all the highlight videos, all the crazy edits. He's been doing it for years now at this point. If you're not hip, get hip. Make sure you go ahead on YouTube right now, type in Simply AS10 and subscribe to that channel, because he's a beast at what he does, man. And he's finally getting that recognition, or he's starting to get that recognition that he deserves. So big shout out, big congratulations to my guy Alex, Simply AS10. Give him a congratulations in the chat, guys. He deserves that. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, still a lot of work to do, but yeah, that's why actually I couldn't make the Ravens stream today. I was in an interview with Towson, so
there you go. I love it.
That rush, and I'm telling you, bro, y'all are like 45 minutes away from me. You give me a date, I'm coming down. We're playing basketball. I'm free a lot of the time. You let me know. We're getting that game going.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
We definitely got to get that going for sure. All right. So yeah, you guys are coming in with the congratulations. Yeah. Huge congratulations to our guy Alex, man. But yeah, Alex Smith, congratulations to him on his retirement as well. Let's see. We have anonymous says Alex Smith was going to take the Redskins to the playoffs in 2018 if everyone, including him, didn't get injured. Hey man, you're not wrong. He's Alex Smith. He did a lot. He's a game manager. He was never going to really win you a whole bunch of football games, but he definitely wasn't going to lose you a whole bunch of football games, and that can be very pivotal. You know, like a quarterback needs to be, if anything else, a game manager. You know.
Jimmy Garoppolo is a perfect example. He's got the game managing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that.
Yeah. But let's see what else we have in here. Brian 5200 says, bro, I want to talk MMA. There's another episode of 5 Minute MMA that will be coming out very, very soon, guys. Yeah. Just real quick though, just a little touch up. There was a UFC card this past weekend as well. The main card, or the main event, was Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum. Middleweight fight. Robert Whittaker was the number 1 contender. Kelvin Gastelum was the number 8. Gastelum got to jump up because somebody got hurt. Paulo Costa got hurt, couldn't fight Robert Whittaker. Whittaker dominated the fight against Gastelum on Saturday night, and it was totally expected by most hardcore MMA fans, because Whittaker just has a whole bunch of tools in his toolbox. So he's going to be fighting Israel Adesanya, the middleweight champion, next. That is for sure. And yeah, you guys can bank on that. But there is another episode of 5 Minute MMA that is coming very soon, so you guys be on the lookout for that. All right. So I know you wanted to talk about Aaron Donald.
We called it. We said we wanted to see the video.
Right.
We weren't. I mean, we made our jokes, but we weren't gonna sit here and say, "Oh, he's guilty." And guess what happened? What happened? What happened?
Hey man, I mean, honestly, I didn't even read the whole story. I just kind of found out that the guy was like not telling the whole truth, right? We didn't know the whole story.
He thought
it looked like Aaron Donald.
Let's just pull up a picture of Aaron Donald real quick, and you think it looks like him, bro.
What? Let me see. Yeah, I got to see this picture now. Yeah, you got to know. You know Aaron Donald when you see him.
You think? What?
Yeah. No way. Did he really say that though? He thought it was Aaron Donald. That's
if I'm lying, I'm flying.
If you lie, hey man, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But shout out to Aaron Donald, man. We knew he was innocent. But yeah. All right. So I think that was the last thing that we had in terms of the topics we wanted to touch on tonight. But now you guys know what's about to happen. You guys know what's happening next. It is our favorite segment of the night. It is going to be our questions from the Rain Gang segment. Let's get it popping. You know, you guys who are in the live chat right now, you can put a question. Yeah, you know, we still got over 100 people watching, so big shout out to you guys. If you're still watching live right now, make sure you put a question in the chat room, whether it be about Ravens football, who we're going to draft, you know, questions about that, other NFL teams. If you're a fan of another NFL football team and you want us to ask, you know, answer a question about them, let us know about that, whether it's about another sport, whether it's not even about sports. It doesn't even have to be about sports if you don't want it to be. It can be about anything. You guys can ask us anything. This is the official Rain Gang questions from the Rain Gang segment. If you're watching the replay, put your question down below in the comments section. And if you're new here watching, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. So let's see what questions we have rolling through here coming from the Rain Gang.
I just want to talk real quick. Did you see the Rolling Loud 2021 lineup?
I did not. I saw it. I saw they announced it, but I did not see the lineup.
Oh my goodness.
Is it like that?
Just Saturday. Just the Saturday, like I'm gonna name like everybody on there, bro.
Yeah.
Wild. And I was trying to go so bad, but Rolling Loud, here's Saturday. Travis Scott, Young Thug, Roddy Ricch, Kodak Black, Gunna, Sway Lee, Don T, Lil Durk, Nav, Polo G, Sheck West, Young Dolph, Chief Keef, Coi Leray, Wale, Blueface, J.I., Key Glock, Cash Page, and then of course Dave East, Towson alum, Stunner for Vegas, and then just So Fago. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
If anybody has the hookups to Rolling Loud, please let me know. I need to see Travis Scott again.
And it's in the they're having it at the Dolphin Stadium too.
Yeah.
They're having it at the Dolphin Stadium. Shout out to the Dolphins. They're having it in Miami this year. I mean, I guess they got to go big this year since they didn't get to do it last year, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I see our guy on God saying Nav for the Brown boys. Bro, Nav gets too much hate. Honestly, way too much hate.
I'm not a huge fan of Nav. I'm not gonna lie. Not a huge fan of Nav. Yeah. I like some of his songs, but I don't know. Maybe it's his voice.
He does sound the same a lot of his. Who's your favorite rapper like right now?
Ooh, my favorite rapper right now? I mean, a lot of people would hate me for saying this, but I would probably have to say Kendrick Lamar in terms of like who I think is like the best. You know what I mean? Like I know he hasn't put out music in a long time, but like just word for word, bar for bar, and just his concepts and everything like that, I gotta go Kendrick Lamar for my money. But for like entertainment wise, I probably say like Drake. I like Travis Scott. And there's a couple other guys too, but I know you're Travis Scott. Yeah. But yeah, this is a great lineup for Rolling Loud, man. When is this? July 23rd through the 25th. Okay, yeah. And they've got some. I see a couple of guys that I really listen to a lot in there. I like Playboy Cardi, Lil Baby, Trippie Redd.
On the Friday, how are you gonna put A$AP Rocky as the main headliner when Lil Baby's right under him? If I'm being honest, Lil Baby is running rap right now.
Oh yeah,
and you put ASAP Rocky. That maybe a
Yeah.
couple years ago. Is Jay Critch there? Is Jay
Critch? I'm not sure if Jay Critch is in there.
I love Pierre Bourne. He is so underrated. Huge fan.
Yeah. All right.
Money
so that's Rolling Loud 2021, guys. So, get your tickets before they sell out, because I'm sure they're going to sell out pretty fast. That is for sure. But let's go ahead and get into our question segment of the night. I saw a couple of questions in here before we got started talking about that. Let's see. Anonymous says, I think a Kodak Black and Lil Uzi song would go hard. What do you guys think about that? Kodak and Uzi? Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard them on the same track before. I'm not sure. They may. I don't know. But
why not?
I feel like you can't go wrong,
No.
Like Kodak and Lil Uzi, they're both good in their own respects. You put them on the right beat with the right producer, it could be a pretty good song. Thank you for the question, though, Anonymous. Oh, yeah, we got prioritized super chats. Prioritized super chats are always, we got to answer those first. We're doing our question segment. Rush, our guy Rush says ones or Yeezys. So Jordan ones, I assume, or Yeezys.
Ooh.
Honestly,
I love me someone. I don't even have either. But my dream shoe is the Red October Nike Yeezys. You remember them?
Those are nice. Those
are like my dream shoes. So
yeah.
But if we're saying like to wear casual, I'm going ones, but like dream Yeezys because.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Yeezys are a little bit more like fashionable nowadays.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I love ones. I had ones when I was in high school. I had the the very first ones that came out, like the one, the red and white ones, red, white, and black. I love those a lot, but they are a little bit basic for my taste, for my liking. I wouldn't wear them like all the time. It's kind of like a special occasion type thing. But Yeezys, I know they're super comfortable, and I really like the look. So for my money rush, I'm gonna go Yeezys.
I mean, the Travis Scott ones, and the mochas are called the off brand, knockoff. But hey, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Either, honestly. So.
Yeah. But thank you, Rush, for your donation. We appreciate you, bro. We really, really do. We really do. Let's see. Void says, would you pay to see a fight between Cash Nasty and Jake Paul? I assume he's talking about Cash Nasty Gaming.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I don't pay money for any of them. I crack streams. If you ever need the link, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Wouldn't pay to ever watch Jake Paul fight.
No.
Yeah.
He can pay me. He can pay. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. Let's see. We have another question coming in from a guy. Click One. Click One is in the house. Big shout out to you, bro, for joining the stream tonight. He's always coming through, always supporting, always watching the live stream. He says, isn't it funny how NFL fans on TikTok say that wins and losses are a team accomplishment, but when it gets to Lamar in the playoffs or Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship, wins become a QB stat? Yeah, man.
Don't listen to people on TikTok. They don't know what they're talking about.
That's true.
I mean, they make Ravens fans look terrible. Specifically, one of them, at We Hoopin'. Yeah, I'm adding people now. Dude makes Ravens fans look cringe. Don't listen to them. Don't take NFL opinions on TikTok. YouTube, Ravens YouTube is the way to go. We tell it to you how it is. Every single one of us, whether you like it or not. And Ravens Twitter.
And people are always going to create their own narratives based off of, their own agenda, their own personal agenda. If you have a Steelers fan or a Titans fan or somebody who is not a fan of the Ravens or is, a fan of like an opposing like rival team, their narrative is going to, if it fits, they're going to run with it, basically. So you got to take everything that everybody says on the internet with a grain of salt because, all this stuff is subjective.
Speaking of Titans, we were playing Warzone last week, and we went into a building, cleared out a team, and my guy Sutton Def says, walk in your trap, take over your trap. And that was the funniest thing I heard last week. So shout out to Sutton Def.
Yeah, man. Our Warzone moments are pretty funny. Let's see. Move on to our next question here. King says Davies went to Towson. You can confirm
Played 2 years of basketball there, flunked out because of grades, and now look at him. So, yeah, but he played basketball there. There's highlights of him on YouTube, and you can check on Pro Basketball Reference.
Okay.
And so did YBN Corday. He went there too.
Yeah. Let's see. Have another question in here coming from Brian 5200, he says, do you think that Cody Garbrandt can beat Jake Paul if he gives up 50 pounds like he said? Do I think Cody Garbrandt can beat Jake Paul if he gives up 50? If Jake Paul cuts 50 pounds, is that what you're saying?
I think he's saying Cody.
No, Cody Garbrandt's not cutting 50 pounds. He only weighs like 145. Like, he fights at around that weight, 135. Yeah. I definitely think Cody Garbrandt could beat Jake Paul, though. He has a lot more power, just natural power from what I've seen. Cody Garbrandt is actually really, really good. He's a really, really good fighter. And he fights in that bantamweight division. So if Jake Paul could cut the weight and come down there and fight him, Cody Garbrandt would just torch him, especially because Jake Paul wouldn't even feel natural at that weight, I feel like. So it just would be a mismatch. But shout out to you for the question, though. Let's see. NFL Production says, I missed a super chat. Did I miss your super chat, man? Oh,
yes.
Man, I did.
Who wants to box him?
Who wants to box you, NFL Production? I mean, I don't know.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I do. I mean, I like to do some sparring. I like to do some sparring. Maybe we can set that up, NFL Productions. Maybe we can do that.
I thought you were asking me. Oh boy.
No. We can, throw in the gloves, throw in some headgear. We can, go back and forth. Let's see. But thank you for your donation, bro. We really do appreciate it. All right, moving on to our next question. Let's see what other questions we have from you guys. We'll take a couple more down here.
We have over 100 likes real quick, so thank you. The kids are out.
Big shout out to you guys.
They're out. Let me just go and let them out. They can get their food tonight. No dog food, no Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Real food.
Yeah. Let's see. We have a question coming in from our guy Void. Says, to what extent can we say Lamar Jackson is being held back considered how he's led the league in passing touchdowns and has a unanimous MVP? What do you think about that?
Being held back.
To what extent can we say that Lamar is being held back considering how he's led the league in passing touchdowns already and he already has a unanimous MVP?
The third tight end? Is that what we're missing?
Yeah. Maybe it is. I would just like to see. I think he's being held back from the standpoint of like just coaching, and just kind of like the scheme that we've put him in. We've spent a lot of time working on the run game and not enough time working on the passing game, So that's where he gets all of his criticisms, right? Nobody has anything to say, negative about Lamar Jackson running the football, of course, because we all know he's electric at doing that. But when it comes to passing, people still have their questions. So I would say that he's limited because, the coaches really haven't put him in the best position in terms of like passing routes, concepts, and things like that. I've always said that I think that, the Ravens need to incorporate more like timing routes, things like that, get the offense, the passing offense that is, more so in a rhythm. And I feel like they just don't focus on that sort of thing. And for that reason, I think that's the way that he's limited.
And I feel like in the playoffs, sometimes we just don't put our foot on people's throats. Finish them. Yeah. And that's we would be finishing people in 2019, blowing them out. We were letting people come back in the games way too much. We had a 10-point lead against the Titans this past year at home. Back. That wouldn't happen in 20. And I think it's just, like I said, it's the mentality too. I always mention that with soccer, but the mentality is like you got to just want to keep pushing. And the fact we had Mark Ingram in for some games too, that was holding back Lamar because he could not get any yards for his life.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for your question, Void. I think our guy Brian 5200 clarifies here. He says, yeah, Cody Garbrandt would be outweighed by 50 pounds is what he means. And he'd basically be giving up 50 pounds to Jake Paul. If that was the case and they fought and Jake Paul was 50 pounds heavier than Cody Garbrandt, then probably going to go with Jake Paul just because of the weight, and also I know that Jake Paul is just naturally bigger. He's taller than Cody Garbrandt. So that would be a huge mismatch. He would literally just have to walk towards him with his hands up and just throw punches. You know what I mean? Like if he can train, plus Cody Garbrandt's not just a boxer. He's not just a boxer. So it's not like his skills would just, override anything Jake Paul could do if he's giving up 50 pounds to him. That's just my opinion. All right, but let's move on here. Like I said, guys, we'll take a couple more questions. And if you're watching the replay of this, make sure you leave your question down below in the comments section.
We will reference it next episode and bring it up.
Yeah. Dami says, best rapper, Polo G or Lil Uzi?
I like old Uzi better than Polo G, but right now I like Polo G over Uzi, if that makes sense. If we're talking
that makes total sense, yeah.
Like Uzi versus the World, that mixtape,
yeah,
perfection. That's one of my few like perfect albums. It's up there.
I think that one, and then a lot of people say Love Is Rage, the first one, is Lil Uzi's best album, but I think that Love Is Rage 2 is his best work. Like,
oh my gosh.
In general, like that is a great, phenomenal album, if you ask me. So I think that I would go with Lil Uzi just because I like more of his discography, and I really haven't listened to too much of Polo G, but from what I have heard, I know he's good and I know he can rap. I do like him.
I'll ask the Rain Gang this. Perfect albums. Perfect. Like start to finish. Albums. Perfect. For me, Yeezus is on mine. Get so much hate when it came up. I love Yeezus to this day.
To this day. Yeah, for me it would be this album right here. That one right there.
And you can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with that one, man. All right, so let's get into our next question here. Make sure you guys answer Alex's question down below in the comments and in the live chat as well. I would love to hear Let us know. Awesome. Let us know. Perfect albums. What do you guys think are perfect albums? But our next live question comes from our guy Austin Daniels. Thank you for joining the stream so much tonight. He says, do we go pass rusher or wide out for the first round? The Ravens, that is. I personally think we're going O-line or edge. I think it's the biggest need. So what do you think? What do you think? Pass rusher or wide out first round? You're EDC. You're on the clock. What do we go with?
I know I picked Terrace Marshall Jr. last week in my draft, but Azeez Ojulari was not there. If he was there, change my pick. Going pass rusher. I think it's if TMJ is there, and depending who is there with pass rushers, then we can talk about it. But if ideally Azeez Ojulari is there, I would take him. I have been seeing people are really high on Jason Owe now. They're comparing him to Daniel Hunter. Have you seen that?
I have, yeah.
So I mean, that wouldn't. But I'm going pass rusher. I just don't know who yet, but definitely pass rusher.
Yeah, I agree, man. I would go pass rusher as well, only because, I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, like, a lot of draft analysts and experts are saying that, oh, yeah, it's a deep class for edge rushers, and it's also a deep class for wide receivers, but it seems like it's deeper for wide receivers than it is at edge, you know? And if that's the case, you want to go ahead and get your edge guy early, because you're going to be able to get a good receiver later on in the draft, and I think that's probably what the Ravens are looking to do. You know, based off of what we heard today from EDC and company, that's what it sounds like the Ravens are going to do. But again, it could be all smoke screens, so we don't know. You're going to want to make sure you tune in right here, the Purple Rain Podcast on draft night. You want to be locked in with us because we're going to see the truth. We're going to see the truth in 10 days' time. Or whenever you may be watching this, you know, this video, we're going to see the truth soon, very soon. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because draft night, we will be live. We will be taking you guys' questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff. And we're going to see who the Ravens pick. We're going to see the truth will come out. The truth will come out. We'll see. But thank you for your question, Austin. Let's see. We'll get probably we'll take like one more, two more.
People in the chat.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
And 108 likes.
Right.
Kiss every single one of you.
Yeah, every single one of you guys. Let's see. All right. Get more questions from you guys. Okay. Another question coming from Brian 5200 says, do you guys truly believe we can win the Super Bowl with a couple of moves this offseason? Because I feel like we can't. We need at least another year. Ah, man.
If everybody peaks, and I mean peaks, like career year, we can win it. And that's just me speaking as a neutral at this point. If they have the best years ever, then why not? But it's not going to happen. Like I said, AFC Championship is my goal, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, because it's like we're already in a pretty good spot. I mean, we win a lot of games, right? We're a really good football team. And I think with a couple moves, we could win a Super Bowl because you got to think we're only a couple plays away from getting to these big games. You got to think if J.K. Dobbins would have never dropped that ball early in the first quarter, you know, you got to think if, you know, Justin Tucker didn't miss that field goal and it wasn't windy in Buffalo or whatever. There's a lot of variables and things like that. We get so close. If
the wind doesn't take Tyler Huntley's overthrown ball to Marquise Brown, maybe he catches. That's a touchdown.
Right.
And our defense was playing amazing that game. We had one hiccup that gave the Diggs touchdown, but besides that,
right. But I mean, I think a couple moves that one of those couple moves could be getting that offensive tackle, that solid right tackle, you know, that doesn't repeat what Tyree Phillips did in that divisional game and, completely miss a block and have Lamar, miss a throw for that reason. So, yeah, I think we are a couple moves off from winning a Super Bowl. I think we can do it. I really do.
And with a good draft, look at the Buccaneers. I mean, they had a great draft. They've drafted an amazing on defense.
Yeah. Yeah, guys just got to step up, man. And I think Harbaugh also talked about it today at the press conference. He's excited for the last year's rookie class and what they're going to do this season. And I know me and Alex are also very excited for those guys, too. Guys like J.K. Dobbins, guys like Patrick Queen, guys like Matabike. You know what I mean? Like, we're very, very excited. Malik Harrison. We're very excited for these guys. And, because they didn't really get the opportunity that they should have last season. You know what I mean? But now it's going to be getting a little bit back to normal, and we're going to be able to see those guys really start to flourish. And if they start to flourish, oh my goodness, it's lights out. It's lights out.
Hey, if we can use Devin Duvernay like Deebo Samuel, I'll be happy as hell. So happy.
Oh yeah. Kimberly Harmon says, "You missed my comments." I'm so sorry, Kimberly. I don't mean to.
Last call for questions. We know right now. Last call.
Yeah, we do a last call for questions. Yeah, last call for questions. Get your last minute ones in the house. If we don't get to them in the live stream, just throw them down in the comments below.
Yeah.
Throw them in the comments below. Yeah, we take a look at those for sure. So we'll be getting back to you guys' comments after the fact too. So let's see. Last call for questions here.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh man, this stream is moving pretty fast. It looks like I missed a super chat. Yeah, we got a super chat donation again from our guy Asmodeus. Big shout out to Asmodeus, man. He says, "Would you rather be washed up stranded on Komodo Island, Snake Island, or North Sentinel Island?"
My biggest fear is snakes and heights. Snakes is not happening. No.
Yeah.
Komodo or North Sentinel? Oh boy. What do Komodo and should I look them up? I'll look up North Sentinel. You look up Komodo?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's see.
And while you're doing that,
we're gonna see what this is. Yeah.
I'm just have a chance to know from our Arsenal fans. Let's just make fun of Tottenham real quick. They had to fire their manager today because they're poverty. Just get that dig in there.
Let's see. All right. So I searched Komodo Island.
Okay.
On Google, and this is what we see.
Okay.
So I get.
What is the second picture? What are they doing? Can we show them?
Yeah.
Okay, we can. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I don't want to be anywhere near any island that has those things on it, and that's for sure.
That looks like some like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like what you see roaming in the damn sewer.
Exactly, like, bro, I don't want to be anywhere near those things, like, at all.
And I hate when, like, dude, my biggest fear, like, for real, an alligator coming up the damn toilet, or like some
or
reptile.
Like a snake or something like that.
Bro,
that would be horrible.
I would literally have the worst PTSD in my life.
Yeah. Let's see. So North Sentinel Island, I don't really know too much about this place, but from the pictures here, I'm really not getting a whole lot. I'm not really sure what we're supposed to be seeing, but I don't know. It looks the least deadly to me, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pick North Sentinel Island.
I got you. There's a description of it. It's home to the Sentinelese, an indigenous people in voluntary isolation who have defended, often by force, their protected isolation from the outside world. Have they ever been to Baltimore City? See how they're going to protect that. Or have they met Lamar Jackson fans? Because they will protect Lamar very, very well. So them against Lamar Jackson supporters, who wins?
Yeah. I think I'd still probably go with the North Sentinel Island, because those Komodos and those snakes are a no-no, big no-no.
See, you can have bad aim if they have guns. Yeah. If they have guns, I mean, they might have like freaking Smith and Wessons from like Civil War or something like that. You're gonna put what is it? What are they putting guns like back then? The gunpowder. They put the gunpowder in. They miss one shot. They gotta take another like 2 hours.
Right. Yeah. And they got like musket balls and everything like that. But hilarious. Let's see. So we got another. What were you about to say?
You know we weren't gonna go full episode without saying it. To all 101 people in here, if I'm going North Sentinel, you know who I want with me?
Ah, man.
You know
I know who you want, bro. I know who you want, bro.
Bigfoot. Iguodala. That's who I want.
Iguodala in all situations. It doesn't matter.
Ice in his veins.
Let's see. Gerald says, Sutton Def and Simply AS10. I look forward to listening to you guys share your sports knowledge. Keep up the excellent work. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much, Gerald. We appreciate you.
We wouldn't be anything without you guys. I mean that. So, like I said, if you go to our first episode, it's terrible compared to now. It's
You're
rough.
right.
It's rough, man.
It is.
So, thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning into the Simply and Sutton show. All right, so let's see. All right, Dami says, Wizards upset the Nets in the playoffs. What do you think? Nah, man. If the Nets are healthy, no. I know Westbrook's been balling out of control lately, going crazy with the triple doubles and everything. But if the Nets are healthy in the playoffs, and I think they're doing the whole load management thing, KD doesn't play this week, and then Harden doesn't play the next week, and then Kyrie sits out a little bit. They're just waiting for the playoffs. And once they get all healthy and they're full speed ahead, I don't think anybody's stopping them.
I don't watch basketball like that, but I was playing 2K, and I use either the Bulls or the Grizzlies because I'm a big John Morant fan. If you use the Nets and you lose to somebody using the Grizzlies, delete the game. Honestly, and the Nets my biggest thing with them is they don't have depth. I was like, that's I think going to be their downfall. That's the depth. Like if you think of like the Cavs when they came back, they had Deladova. I mean, he was doing his thing. They had a couple other guys, so
yeah. I got the Nets coming out of the East, man. I really do.
I got the Sixers, bro. I really do. I do.
I hope so. I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right, but I don't think that you are. Let's see.
Have faith, bro. Faith.
I got a little bit. NFL Productions, another super chat says, I'm almost at 500. Can I get a shout out?
How close?
Of course.
How close? How close are we talking about? Yeah. Why not, bro?
Yeah, man. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe.
How many? We got a lot.
Yeah, how many we got a lot, man? Let us know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our guy NFL Productions channel as well. Also make some highlight videos. So let's see. Big shout out to NFL Productions, and thank you so much, bro, for your super chat donation. Again, we appreciate you, bro. We really, really do. All right. So I saw another question in here. I think this will
wrap it up.
Probably wrap it up for the night. It came from another one coming from my guy Brian 5200. He says, all-time favorite music video. Mine is probably Smoke Perp Ski Mask by Cole Bennett. I used to really like that song when I was in college. I like that song a lot. But that was a really good music video too. Good music video. Mine would probably have to be right off the bat, man. I'm gonna just let you guys know. LSD, ASAP Rocky, man. That's a good one.
I was about to say Runaway. I was thinking Runaway.
Ooh, that's a good one too. That's tough. But yeah.
I like 90210 with the stick figure action figure of Travis Scott.
I do like that too.
That if you watch that music video, it tells a story. I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you want to watch it, it tells the story. And then there's another one I like too. It'll come to me.
All right, let's see. Kaylee Sports says, I'm streaming De'Ami Brown film session after that, and he leaves a super chat donation along with that. So thank you, Kaylee Sports. We appreciate you for always coming through, always supporting the channel. And make sure you guys go ahead and check out his channel if you want to see some more information about De'Ami Brown. That's his boy. He talks about him every stream. I kind of like him too. I wouldn't be mad if the Ravens did get him, but he's doing a film session on De'Ami Brown, so make sure you guys go ahead and check that out as well.
Speaking of music videos, real quick, Sicko Mode. Like as an editor standpoint, I love it, and Bop by DaBaby because I was all done in one take, which is like crazy to think about.
That is pretty dope. We got another super chat donation coming from Noelle. She says, just supporting. Big shout out to you, Noelle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the stream. All right. So I think that is going to do it for us tonight, guys. Great episode. I think this might be one of our longest episodes. So shout out to the Rain Gang, man. We appreciate you guys for rocking out with us for the past almost 2 hours. This has been episode 44 of the Purple Rain podcast. You know we had to do it big for our guy Marlo. But just, real quick housekeeping things before we get out of here tonight. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. If you want to DM me, chop it up with me about football, about anything. As Alex drops his mic, you can follow him on Twitter or Instagram at simplyas10 or simplyas10.prod on Instagram. So, and make sure you guys follow his YouTube channel. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, Simply AS10 as well. All right. So, you definitely want to subscribe to Simply AS10 on YouTube because draft night, listen, this man's going to be working 2 jobs draft night. And I already know that. He's going to be on the clock. So you guys are going to make sure you tune in to Simply AS10 YouTube channel, see all the highlights videos for anybody that the Ravens draft and other teams too. So yeah, with that being said, I'll let my guy Alex take us out for the night.
What a show. What an episode. Ups, downs, emotions, all type of them showing tonight.
Yeah.
But thank you for rocking out with us. We have 116 likes. Thank you so much. I just wanted 50 this episode. So to get that, thank you so much. Had a peak of 120 viewers. Can I thank you enough? But before we go, I'm going to be adding this as long as it's still a thing now. So please get ready for it. Until then, say no to the Super League. It is BS. And as always, always. Oh, if you have questions, you can DM me. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions about that.
Yeah.
Stay positive. Test negative.
Yeah. And most importantly, call God. And we're going to catch you guys in the